Hey, thanks for checking out my video. A lot of people have been asking me to make a league start POB with some gear, so I thought I'd make one and go over it real quick. This is a level 84 tree, level 84. I'll talk about this a little more in a bit, but here's some basic starter gear that you can try to hope for on day one, maybe day two. And you can see with this setup, this is 2.8 million damage. Okay, and that's against a regular boss. This claw here, you can see it's very basic. It's basically a hatred essence with crafted fizz, and then a tiny bit of attack speed and crit, like super low tiers. But even if you just put on a claw that's literally just an essence and a fizz craft, you can see like the build is still gonna function. So basic claw, shield with just barely a little bit of life, resist and suppression, and that's with an essence of doubt. Heat shiver is in this, but you may not have a heat shiver this early. If you take off the heat shiver and just put on a regular helmet, your damage is going to go down almost about half, but it's still going to be over 1 million, which is more than enough to get well into maps. If you can't get a heat shiver, I would just go for a helmet with life, suppression, maybe resists, and then the pierce craft I think is really good if you can't get it on gloves. But assuming you can get a heat shiver, if it's not crazy rare, we'll keep heat shiver on here. Body armor basically has nothing on it except the doubt essence for evasion, and then some resist, one resist and a crafted resist. I think getting the fortify is optional. I mean, if you get lucky on your like really early Ickers, you might be able to land it, but you can always work that in whenever you can get it. For gloves in this, as soon as you can get an additional strike on gloves, I would go for it. That's the only thing I put on there. As soon as you do get it, you can drop this wheel right here. I think this wheel is only worth it until you can get the +1 strike elsewhere, because like this notable is completely useless, and then the attack speed is good but not worth spending 5 points on. So as soon as you can get this extra strike, drop that wheel, and then this is just barely a little bit of life, resists, and then craft pierce. You'll need 1 pierce though, so get it on helmet or gloves. Super basic boots with a little bit of suppression, life, resist, movement speed, and then these implicits are completely optional too. If you can just throw some Ickers and Embers on them, that's good. This Scorched Ground is not even activated right now, so if you look here, Scorch is off. If you put it on, it gives you a little bit more damage, but I left it off. Amulet, a little bit of attributes. You're going to need strength and int, crit, life. Like this stuff is not really doing that much. And then this is the cheapest anoint that I thought was good. If you look for anoints here, you can just search by DPS. Most of the best ones all take like golds and silvers, but I didn't want to put any of those on for day one, so I went like all the way down to here. This one just takes green, teal, and purple one, so this should be pretty cheap to get early. And this is until you get a yoke too. If you put on a yoke, like it's going to make a huge difference too. It looks like the damage goes down, but it's actually not going to, because this is with no shock. So as soon as you get yoke, you put on shock, your damage is going to go way up. But with no shock and no yoke, still that's where it's at. 2 just rings with practically nothing on them except a little bit of resist, attributes, crafted damage. The belt, there's a few good options early. Darkness Enthroned is good if you can get just some simple flat damage Abyssal Jewels. Or you can go with Prism Weave. It's got good damage on it, a little bit of resists. Belt of the Deceiver is also pretty good early. Gives you Intimidate, resists, life, Some strength too, which you're going to need. If you can't get any of those, just go for like a heavy belt with some strength, life, chaos resist maybe if you can get it, and then just craft on damage. Super basic items here. I don't think any of these are too much for day one. I think everything on here is just completely obtainable day one. And then flasks. Get your life flask with bleed. And then I have Jade and Stibnite in this setup because your evasion is still like pretty low. So you probably want both of those to scale your evasion up. This is going to get you up into high 80 or mid 80% evade, which is going to feel really good when you're mapping. And then crit and onslaught flasks. The suffixes are all low tiers too. Get those as high as you can get them. Evasion suffix here too is really important. And then I put ignite on this one just for a little bit of cushion for ignites. Ignite immunity is good. So yeah, that's the flasks. That's the gear. It's all super basic stuff. I think it's all obtainable. I put a couple other options in here, like a tabula, both the claws, the belts, Quicksilver flask if you want to use that. I don't think you really need it though, because Whirling Blades is so fast. You don't really need that. And then the skills. This is with level 19 gems, 0 quality. I would only use Trinity if you have a Heat Shiver. If you don't have a Heat Shiver yet, I would swap this out for Ice Bite or Ruthless maybe, depending on like what kind of sockets you can get. If you can find like a third red socket 6-link, I would just use Ruthless. If you can find a green one, I would go Ice Bite. And then Grace, Hatred, Herald of Ice, level 19. Assassin's Mark. You need to use Life Tap on this because with these 3 auras, you don't have enough mana to trigger Assassin's Mark, so you need to put Life Tap on it. Frostbomb, Frostblink with Bone Chill. I have Precision on here because accuracy capping is pretty tight at this point. You see if I take this off, you lose 3% hit chance. So this is just a level 2 Precision. You can put that on just to get you just enough accuracy that you need. And then multi-totem setup with Blood Rage, Whirling Blades, faster attacks, and then little Steel Skin, cast 1 damage taken, just to give you like a little bit more cushion to help you stay alive. Okay, so back to the tree a little bit. You take both these accuracy nodes. If you don't take these, you're not going to be accuracy capped at this point. And then you need both masteries too. So like this one, I decided to go with the close range one. It seems pretty good. This one, take the 500 accuracy one. But without the second one, you see you're only 95% hit capped. So add in this close range one, and that will work to cap you off. And then get the suppression here, get the mana. No jewel sockets yet, and don't take this frenzy yet either. This is only level 85, or 84 actually. So once you level up a little bit more, you can get this and this. Get this ailment effect mastery. Come up here and get these claw crit nodes. These will help you with accuracy a little bit too. And then get this, and then from there you can think about adding in a cluster, or coming over here and taking this. I took this in this tree just to get the mastery because it's less points than this, and it also will help you with resist capping early. But later on you can drop this and switch it to this one instead. And then Uber Lab done, but if you don't have Uber Lab yet, that's okay. Day 1 might take you to day 2 to get your Uber Lab. You can see that you have very little fizz reduction, but your evasion is really high. Your leech is good. You might have Fortify if you can get the chest implicit. And damage is good. This is with Power and Frenzy, which you will have from Blood Rage and from Assassin's Mark. Fortify, maybe not. Elusive you'll get from Nightblade when you crit. You do have 70+% crit, so you will have Elusive. You can see Elusive gives you tons of damage already at this point. And then I put the 15% life This is for the mastery. If your chest doesn't have life on it, like this one doesn't have any life on it. It doesn't seem to be working in POB though, even with tabula on. You can see it's like not adding any life. I'm not sure why, so I just put it in there instead. But anyway, this is a little overview, little day one goals. That's about it. Good luck. I'll link this in the description. You guys can download this, check out the stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I will answer. I do check comments pretty regularly. Thanks for watching. Good luck in the new league, guys. Later.